everybody. This is me. This is Caleb. I am here to interrupt your regularly scheduled RCL bullshit by saying, apparently I fucked up the start of the video. The first about 40 seconds of
I
audio
did. I said
just
hello.
not
Did that not come
existent
out?
for some reason. So I'll be doing the intro here and then
It
just
did now.
plugging it in there, and then you get to hear some of Ziggy's
Yeah,
rambling because I
nah.
think it's funny him
Curse
just talking to
my
himself.
mic,
So,
I guess, but we're
without
here.
further ado, good day, everybody. Welcome back to RCL Breakdowns. This is our final episode as it is the grand finale of the Season 9 B Division. Yeah, that sounds about right. All right, cool. Bye. So, from our two grand finalists, we have Halucha as Choice Band Ninjas for Uber and Galarian Stami as Iron Will. Is that V or 7? I don't know. Not really relevant. Yeah, so, Ziggy, what do you think of this matchup?
Uh, haven't had a lot of time to look at it in between,
Shit talking.
recording this and, not recording it, but, just based off, can you move the Dragapult thing?
I'm just saying, I think Dragapult wins this game. That's what I
Uh,
think.
yeah, I mean, I'd say so. Does he have any Fairy Terrors? Or Steel Terrors?
The Delphox is Terra Fairy.
Okay, well, that gives him a Draco option to go into, and I think
It does, but fun fact: this team has zero Ghost Resist. So honestly, a Specs X Shadow Ball will probably just sweep this team if it's got like 20% chip on every Pokemon.
well, it's Draco switch-ins. The like Specs goes really hard by the looks of it on this team, and really the only way he has of revenging Bolt is either Gale Wings Talonflame or Unburden Sneasler.
Yeah, I was just
So
looking at that. I don't think it does, but does Adamant Sneasler on Burden get outsped by Timid Scarf Dragapult?
I think Sneasler would be faster because it's +2.
Yeah, but yeah, probably would be. But
Yeah,
that's why I said
he's,
this like
he's
specifically
also
Adamant.
got a couple of priority options which helps as well, like Grassy Glide and Jet Punch.
Yeah.
So it's like although he doesn't have any resist, having the Fairy Terror is nice. So at least you're not losing something every turn to Draco.
Hit him with a
And yeah, I would say his team, like on the other side of things, is pretty weak to Choice Band Jet Punch as well. Like Dragapult being the only resist to that. So
yeah.
yeah, I could see this battle being over in less than 15 turns, having not watched it.
Fair. Well, I have watched it, and to be honest, I don't remember it because this happened like over a month ago. Anyway, moving on. Let's get this shit started, shall we? Lead Espeon and Delphox getting Flamethrower off for a real solid 50%. It's cool, and it didn't die. Well, it did burn though. Well, I guess it did die.
Is that Light Clay?
I love that you're asking me. I have no idea.
Oh, I thought you knew all the sets of this, man.
No.
Assuming that's Light Clay, I definitely think the play more so was to get both screens up if you were gonna let Espeon fall like that.
Yeah, I think it is also worth mentioning they probably didn't expect to die. I mean, they probably did expect to die, so they didn't think they'd get it up anyway. But I'm guessing this flamethrower was like a max roll.
I mean, even still, like I thought Muck was a pretty fine switch in there. After you got Reflect up, or even before
Or
you got
Sudowoodo, even.
yeah, Sudowoodo too. Like, I mean, Grass Knot's a thing, but yeah, I thought Muck
I don't
took
even
it
think
off.
he would bring Grass Knot, to be honest, because, like, it would have Fire move, Psychic move, probably a Terra Blast for the Fairy just to have something to hit Dragapult with. I mean, I guess it could run it as its last move, but it could also just run, Trailblaze, Knockoff, Nasty Plot, etc., right?
Yeah,
I
look,
feel like it
probably.
wouldn't be the most useful thing to have.
I feel like Sudowoodo is like one of those mons that's just very easy to run coverage against, whereas Muck is like you know, most psychic types' worst nightmare. So
Fair.
yeah, I didn't see a lot wrong with switching into Muck there, but we play on anyway.
I'm. I don't think switching to this guy was a good idea, to BH. He very much
Well,
definitely predicted that,
power, yeah.
but I understand the play. I just don't think it was the greatest idea. Why not Talonflame?
Uh, I
Because
think
instead of
the most
resisting
like
Earth Power, it's immune to it, and it also isn't like weak to anything else that he would have done against the Delphox anyway. You know?
I think the main thing was just keeping Gale Wings up if that's what he wanted to go
I
for.
guess so, but flying also doesn't really help him this game. Like, there's nothing that he wants to specifically Gale Wings Brave Bird, right?
I mean, probably not. Like I was mentioning at the start, Dragapult, but yeah. Look, both Mons were fine switching to Earth Power. I just think that was a good play. And a low risk
It was a good
as
predict, but
well. Yeah, it was a good read, but it was one he could afford to make. Because Delphox is always switching out from Landorus there.
yeah. Or even this, to be honest. Look how little that did. Nasty Plot here was fucking terrifying too. I feel like he expected him to leave, and that's why he rocked. But honestly, not.
I
This is one of those things about in hindsight. He almost definitely should have just attacked there in hindsight, but there was no way he would know that he was going to Nasty Plot.
I don't understand why Annihilate is your rocker.
I don't think he has another rocker.
That's pretty terrible if you ask me.
Yeah, well, to be fair, this is his first season ever. He's done pretty well, but yeah, I don't think he has another rocker on this 6. He probably does somewhere in his roster, but not in this 6, I don't think.
Moving on.
Yep. Swaps that out. Yeah, I'm gonna say, damn. I mean, that's at +2, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, this Landorus is kind of a. Yeah, did nothing with the reflect up, and now you're dead.
Yeah. See, now that I pause it for a sec. Now that I look at it in hindsight, I do think getting reflect up was pretty huge because pretty much all his threats that
Yeah, he's got mostly physical threats.
yeah are all physical. Jet Punch, Grassy Glide, even Sneasler.
Again, with Talonflame and Ape as well, they're all physical threats. His only
Yeah.
special threat is Delphox, which doesn't have a great matchup into like half the team anyway.
Yeah. So now that I look at it again, getting reflect up was kind of smart. I do think still that Espeon could have been kept alive at the start, but yeah, getting reflect up first thing was really clever because it gave Landorus very easy setup opportunity.
Yeah. Well, that's the good thing about screens, right? It's offensive screens, and I mean it dies to a jet punch, but he's also already put half his team in the grave. In comes the plus defense. It subs, which isn't a bad play. At this point, it's just a matter
I
of
think
can
Milo
he.
coming instantly here.
I think this was a bad play.
Yeah, I mean you've already
With the sub up, this thing doesn't have Infiltrator. I don't even like his switch there, to be honest, because you already have Unburdened broken. I feel like there was no point to it.
Well, I mean, you didn't lose anything if he predicted Wisp, so I couldn't really understand the switch either.
Well,
You
yeah, that's the thing. He had sub up, and
yeah,
like, yeah.
you gain nothing from getting Sudowoodo in.
Yeah, that's exactly my
You
thoughts.
you,
All he
you, you
lost did was lose a sub and 25% health.
yeah, no, I agree. That wasn't smart.
Honestly, and the thing is, it's not even terrored yet, so I bet, like right here, a Shadow Ball would have done like 80% to Sneasler and probably killed this Delphox.
Mm.
And even
Well,
like, what was he gonna do? Break your sub, send in Palafin to Jet Punch you? Fair, okay, sure, fair enough. Then you can send in, I don't know, Sudowoodo, let it fucking sack, and then do whatever you want from there, right? But I feel like from here, I mean, I guess he wanted to conserve this, thinking he'd beat Dragapult and then use Sneasler. But at that point, you're out of options on what to do for Dragapult at this point because Delphox is too chipped. If anything, I'd probably say that the Palfin might have even been the correct thing to sack here if you're gonna send in a random mon, right?
Well, I'm just trying to think about what Sneasler gets that's like dual hitting that threatens Dragapult. Like does
Nothing.
does
I think it
Vita
gets I. I
do
don't.
much
I
at
don't
this
think it gets
point?
anything. Oh, actually, it gets Night Slash, I guess.
No, I mean like multi hitting moves.
Oh
So
no, it
like
gets none.
one that breaks the sub and then
No, none.
yeah, then
I'll double check it doesn't get triple axle, but I don't think it does. I mean,
'cause-
if it had triple axle, he would just go for the kill here, surely, you know?
and yeah, just even so, I don't see what bringing in Sudowoodo achieved. Like again, it's pretty obvious that right after a sub
No, it doesn't get anything to that any multi-hit moves.
yeah, it's pretty obvious Wisp is coming in this position. Which so I understand the Delphox swap. Because next turn you Fairy Terror.
But see, I don't
Um,
even think he would have needed to burn. I think just shadow balling here would have ended the game basically.
mm, it depends. I can see Sneasler living one, but
Well, that's the thing. It'll probably live one, but in that time, then look, you attack it, it lives one, it breaks your sub, then you swap to Pseudo Wudo, and then or even Sneasler Sizzle.
no,
What
I'm
would you do
not.
to
I'm not
Sizzle?
arguing that not staying in with Dragapult here was dumb, but I'm more so saying that like the play on what's the other guy's name? The
Staraptor.
Yeah, Staraptor. I do think swapping in the Delphox made perfect sense because you Terra Fairy next turn. You obviously couldn't do that with.
He wasn't gonna live a Shadow Ball though.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying like he's behind in Mons. He has to make plays at some point.
I
And
suppose.
at this point, Sneasler is really the only thing that you worry about in the game because I mean I guess you lose Unburden boost if you swap as well.
Yeah.
I would argue at this point the game's already over. To be honest, because you have nothing that outspeeds Pole, and you're not in Jet Punch range even after rocks. So
Yeah. So I think this was just a bad time to send in Sneasler, to be honest. I think it would have been
yeah,
better saving it.
can you go like one turn before? I want to see why he did it. Wait, or like a couple of turns, just see the. So he let some
Hang on
Rillaboom
a minute.
go.
Was this? I'm checking this terrain for a sec. Okay, so yeah, it is only standard terrain turns as well.
Okay.
So yeah, so then Palafin kills Landorus, and then he sends in Dragapult. And honestly, I think he should have just stayed in with Palafin. I don't think switching here helped him. And then he just switched.
Well, okay. The more I look at it, if I don't know what he was expecting. Like if he was expecting Willow, you don't go Sneasler there. You still had 3 turns to get Sneasler in.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I went back and checked the grassy terrain. But I just feel like okay, if it's banded, I'm definitely not gonna say that it'll two shot or like how it'll two shot you because I don't think it will. But if it's not banded, you still should definitely have play rough that'll probably two hit it.
Yeah, the more I look at it now, I mean, you still had to get Sneasler in within a certain amount of time,
But
but
see, that's the thing. What I think he should have done was either Jet Punch twice and let Palafin die to 2 Shadow Balls, and then probably send in Sneasler once Dragapult was low, get your Unburden boost,
but
oost while
like
the
the
terrain
thing
is
is,
still up, and then...
if you're burnt, do you break sub with Jet Punch?
Um... probably not.
Because if you don't, then that's game over straight away.
But that's assuming that he burns you and then subs, as opposed to what he
Yeah.
actually did, which was just straight up sub.
Yeah, I just don't understand if he expected because he wasted the unburden boost there by going Sneasler.
Yeah.
And then it instantly expected a burn turn after. Like, I just was he trying to sack Sneasler? He expecting like a spec set, like a Draco or something? Because that's the only reason I can think that
Yeah,
he'd go.
I'm not entirely sure what he was doing, but I
Yeah,
think both players misplayed these some of these turns.
yeah, and then you're in perfect position here, but you go to sort of water anyway. We play on.
Yeah, this is a dumb move in my opinion. Damn, if I sword stance there, I swear you were gonna wisp. But see, that's the thing. If you thought they were going to wisp, why did you ever go to Sneasler to begin with?
Yeah, it's. I
And
think.
he's absolutely right. If he had just stayed in and sword stance, he probably won the game on the spot.
Well, he did. It was a stupid play by Will, but uh, Staraptor had no idea he was going to make that play.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's the thing. It was the bad play to make.
to answer your question before, I think he only found out that he could be Wisp from sub. Like he was probably expecting a
Sub
spec set
wisp
from
hex.
Wiggle. Yeah, he was probably expecting a whole completely other set, like I don't know, maybe D Dance or something. If D Dance was what was gonna happen, then sure enough, going Sneasler was the right play probably because you Oko it next turn with like knockoff or something. But yeah, because he subbed, it was pretty obvious that it was gonna be Willow on top of that, which is why he went Delphox. But because he went Sudowoodo, and he had no idea, SD would have closed the game out for him.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that he couldn't get back up to 100% there. He got the 99 because otherwise he would have lived on sturdy.
Yeah, no, that's a
But at
real.
this point, Palafin wins the game. Crit definitely did not matter. Oh, disabled there was actually kind of good. So,
Yeah,
oh,
disabled.
this is a fucking mez set. This is sub disabled. This is a fucking mez set. Oh my god, you bastard! And now he fucking willows. Subs again. Acrobatics just doesn't do enough.
See, at this point, I don't see how Iron Will loses.
Yeah, Hex hurts, man. I think.
Oh, Scarf. Okay.
I well, actually, even if it wasn't Scarf, I wouldn't it have lived this hex if he hexed again? Because it did 47 to begin with. That was while super effective. If losing super effective meant it would have only done 23%. Sorry,
Why
20.
don't you go Muck there?
I guess he just didn't expect it to be Scarf. That'd be my guess.
But even still, if you don't kill with Hex, go Muck.
Well, yeah, that's
You,
kind of what I'm saying here. Is that Hex definitely
probably
wasn't going to be killing here.
you probably still live Jet Punch after rocks. I
Mm,
would think.
I don't know. It's
It's very
definitely
hard.
banded, so maybe not. Maybe not with banded. 44,
But even,
maybe.
even still, doesn't Sizzle take how healthy Sizzle?
100% still hasn't been brought
100%.
out.
Yeah, and I would think a bug bite kills Palafin from where it is. So
Maybe. But
I
yeah,
I definitely, I definitely do think Iron Will played this end game pretty
poorly.
poorly.
Even Zen Headbutt there is kind of funny to me. Why is your poison move, bro? I guess he was expecting to swap to Sneasler. But yeah, what do you think about that bug bite? I forgot this was Mega, and it's dead.
Okay, well, it just doesn't take it on then.
Yeah, so this game could have easily been Iron Will's win, but I think he cost himself the game when he went from Dragapult to Sudowoodo. I think that's what cost him the game.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I do think I underestimated Palafin a little bit. I thought full health Sizzle would at least be able to live one of whatever he wanted to do,
Well,
But
especially because it's Mega Scissor of all things.
yeah, Mega Sizzle.
But then that's the thing. Banded Palafin just has so much power behind it.
Yeah, makes me glad that I have it now. But what's
Yeah,
it?
I'm sure it does.
I definitely do think this is a pretty big choke by
Yeah,
Ryan
cause
Will, especially when he got all those kills with Lando early on. I
yeah,
definitely
so
do think.
going back to here, obviously we knew Landros was gonna die, but going back to here, it seemed pretty secure that Will had the game. He'd already destroyed half of his pieces, and I mean the other ones were all at, well, two of them were at 100%, but still, as opposed to Muck, which still had a not Muck, Polt, which had a great turn into it. Then coming to here, it still looked really good. Here, it still looked really fucking good. And then here, it was at this point once he swapped that I think the game changed in Ninjask's favor.
Well, yeah,
Um,
I just don't see what he expected to achieve by getting Sudowoodo in. Like you had a free sub, utilize it. You know
yeah,
what I
and
mean?
even going for Sucker Punch there just gave him a free switch. I don't think that was a good play because let's run through this. He either Terra Fairies because he needs to be Terra Fairy later on anyway to like beat the Dragapult. He gets a free Terra Fairy up and then he just you know he either has Grass Knot as coverage or he uses a Psychic or Fairy move to at least get some chip in. Or and of course with being Terra Fairy, it now resists you and is no longer afraid.
Punch,
Or he
yeah.
swaps out and your Sucker Punch means nothing. I feel like even just Sucker Punching there was a bad idea.
Yeah, no, I agree because I would say he's just completely forgot about Terra Fairy as a whole at this point because grassy not grassy grassy terrain grass not grass not was still in grassy terrain at the time, so or like what else does it get, like energy ball, like
I don't think it gets Energy Ball, but it definitely gets something that can do
yeah,
damage.
like some coverage for Sudowoodo. Assuming it was a grass move, grassy terrain was still up. So that definitely would have OHKO'd Sudowoodo. And yeah, I think that's
It
what he
gets
was
Solar
expecting.
Beam if that's funny to you.
That required power herb.
Which it fucking
Yeah, no,
could be, realistically. I mean, it'd be a pretty funny way to deal with its check is just do that, right?
yeah, but what's it? I think he just forgot about Terra, in all honesty, which is why he sucker punched. That would have done probably no more than 15 or 20%.
Mm, yeah, I think in turn 11 here, this turn here is what ended Ed Will's win.
Yeah. And I think even getting Sneasler in that early was a pretty big misplay by
Yeah, I think he should have waited till literally the last turn.
yeah, he was a bit lucky that I will hand the
Choked.
game right back to him. So
Yeah.
yeah, what's it? A bit of a weird game, but
Yeah,
uh,
I've never seen in grand finalists both choke so hard, right?
yeah. But that's like B division for you, I guess.
I mean, I
You
think
do
both
see
of these
some.
players would fit in perfectly fine with the lower half of A division as well.
Yeah, no, that definitely. But
I think
it's
they're both just lacking in experience, to be perfectly honest.
yeah, it's just
As I said, this was Staraptor's first competitive season in draft.
yeah. That's what I was about to say. It was his first time in like competitive season and finals for that matter.
Yeah,
And
and as for Iron Will, he
Iron
has
Will,
played.
I
He's
don't
just
think
very rusty.
yeah, I don't think he's played a lot of League lately. So
Honestly, I last time he played with us was like season 6, right?
yeah, no, from memory, and I think it's just nerves for the most part as well.
Yeah,
Um, obviously in this big game, both want to make A division. Ultimately, they both didn't end up being in A division, but
yeah. So
I guess just the grand scheme of the game and just you know,
being eligible for A division.
yeah. Um, yeah, nerves just got to him. I think that and just inexperience. But they'll learn from it.
Yep.
And yeah, I think all things considered, it could have been like a whitewash on either side, but it turned out being close, and you want that in finals games.
Absolutely. Well, see, if this was any other season, I would say, Halucha, we look forward to seeing you in A Division videos. But fun fact, he turned down the position. He's feeling a little burnt out, which happens to the best of us. So this upcoming season of A, which the videos will start for next week, um, we're gonna just have no B Division player there. So or like no, I guess promoted player is probably the best terminology for it. But yeah, there'll be no promoted player this season. And yeah, so I hope to see you both again whenever you appear in videos.
Yeah, I both very good players in their own rights. Both could have had their opportunity in A. Obviously, Star Raptor ended up winning this and turning it down, so I am Will could have got that spot. But since I am Will didn't take that, it's gone to another player who is already eligible to A. So yeah, uh, Staraptor can hold on to that spot for as long as he feels like he wants to, and is not burnt out from Mons anymore. And yeah, once he does, yeah, look forward to seeing you in the big stage.
Indeed. All right. Well, I think on that note, I think we're about done. So, thank you all for watching the finale of the season 9 B division. Yeah, we'll see you guys in A. See yous.
Bye.